Welcome back to the House of Witchcraft. To all of you returning subscribers out there, thank you, thank you, thank you. And to you new witches out there joining us, extra special thank you. Always happy to see those new faces coming into our community. Today we have Dana with us.
Hello.
And she's joining me on a couple of videos. I was sort of able to kidnap her here in the cottage. And, and so I was so happy the opportunity to listen to other people's opinions, other witchy folk. I know a lot of times I'm sitting up here by myself telling you what I do. And so I'm so happy that we get the opportunity to hear what another witch would do. Yes. Mm-hmm. And so today's topic is what a witch should never, ever, ever do under any circumstances.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yes. Okay, you want to give us the first one?
First and foremost, don't join a cult.
Okay, well, I think you need to explain that a little bit.
Well, I mean, it kind of... it follows into more of things witches shouldn't do, which I just in a nutshell say don't join a cult. Don't follow somebody who says that their way is the only way. Don't do something you're not comfortable with. Don't join something that you don't believe in. Just, stay away from those yucky people. Don't join a cult.
So we're using the word cult to describe the groups in which are looking for followers, where you have a high priest or a high priestess, humdy-dum, poopah, the grand poopah who sits on in their chair.
Well, so many people have experienced the grand poopah, and so you hear sometimes witches I like to talk about my little forums that I use, Reddit and things like that. There's a lot of people that have a sour taste in their mouth with covens because they were basically in a cult, not a coven.
A healthy coven is egalitarian, a real fancy way of saying that we all get a vote.
Yes.
Everybody's voice counts equal. Within our tradition, we actually don't have a formalized role for our high priest or high priestess types. Our tradition operates on the belief that the group will recognize that particular person as a high priest, and they will start operating within that capacity. But as far as our tradition, our membership, our high priestess have absolutely no power. I do not have control over anybody other than myself. Okay, and the folks, the witches that are here at the cottage, when we make a decision, everybody has a say-so, and I can be outvoted. Mm-hmm. And if everybody says yes and I say no, my vote don't count but once. We're still doing it. You don't get special priestess votes. Mm-hmm. Okay? And if you are around a group that the high priest or the high priestess is my way or the highway type mentality, you're definitely in a cult.
Yes.
You're looking, this person is looking for followers. They're looking for sheep. And if you want to embrace your whole witchiness, magic within, we're anything but sheep. Okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So on to, what is another thing that a witch should never, ever do?
Buy far too expensive items. Please get off Amazon trying to find the 99-year-old witch's grimoire that was found at the bottom of a burnt house in Salem, right where so-and-so died. Please stop.
And you do not need those expensive. If you have to look up an herb's name, you probably don't need to use it. I've heard some stories over this stuff. And the gem-encrusted athame, it's not any more powerful than a stick you pick up off the ground.
You can bedazzle it yourself.
And so that's something, yeah. Don't think you have to buy a lot of expensive things. Baseline. I don't care your tradition, your belief, your magic. Use what you have. Use what you need. I bet if you go into your kitchen cabinet, you've already got a mystical, magical cupboard. All right? Those kitchen herbs are the same as the herbs. In fact, you want to use food grade herbs, especially if you're making teas or any type of ingestibles and things like that. So a witch is never ever going to go out and buy a lot. Well, yeah, we do like to buy lots of stuff.
Yeah, we do it. But you don't have to.
No.
That's the thing. I mean, if you like it, we're also not shaming you because we've all been there. I mean, we've all been there. We've all gone to the magic shop and seen that pretty statue or
had to get the biggest crystal he had.
Exactly, but you
Yeah.
don't have to is the thing. If you don't have all the mystical, magical things, or if you're just starting out, then that's fine. You can get colored candles at the dollar store, and those are just as magical as the ones you would get online that have been blessed by a priestess on her 7th day of the moon cycle of Aries and whatever. Just go to the dollar store and get your stuff, and that's fine. Witch on a budget is still a witch.
Absolutely. My favorite broom that I have, I got at Home Depot. They have the nicest all-natural brooms there for like $12. And especially if you like to sweep an outdoor space, because periodically I do actually sweep my circle. I like that particular broom for it. I also have what I call my high magic broom. And then I have my cottage broom. So I have this little collection of brooms. But it's not about spending lots of money on this stuff. It's about finding things that resonate with you. Mm-hmm. Pick it up. If it feels right, then it is right. Mm-hmm. All right. So next thing, what should a witch never, ever, 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 ever do? And say it.
If you join my coven, you can for $999 you can get a Witchy Poo certificate. Saying you are a certified, genified witch.
It's real. I'll put it on the wall. I'll put it on the wall. Okay, we're joking, right?
Although she will give you a Witchy Poo certificate if you want, but
yes,
you don't gotta get her. You don't gotta give her $9.99.
You don't have to give me nothing for them. All right. I know I'm opening up a bag of worms and that there's folks out there and there are good online courses for any type of knowledge.
Yes, and things should be worth their worth and people's time and energy. So we're not saying that everything in the world should be free and whatnot. If you're going to participate in a group that's going to give something, but...
Also, the flip side, let me say, and I've seen this online where you too can be a High Priestess course. You might have the technical knowledge of a High Priestess. I'm not saying the course isn't a good course, but what I am going to tell you is you don't got no experience. When you put that high in front of priest or priestess, that means that you are able to facilitate a group. All right? And there is no online course that teaches how to work directly with a group of witches. First, once you get 3 of them in a room together, it's like trying to herd cats. All right? Just saying what I've learned over the years. I get your online courses. I'm not throwing too much disrespect, but I am going to throw a little shade on folks that believe that they can sit home in front of their computer, get all this technical knowledge, and that they are now a high priest or a high priestess of whatever magical tradition, magical system. No. That's back to what you've done earlier. If you can't feel it, all right, I can read about bowling all day long. I can watch videos about parachuting out of airplanes. I can tell you every piece of equipment they need. But until I feel the wind when I out of that airplane, all right, I'm not a for real parachuter until I can really do it. So if you, and I know a lot of you, and I know that you're in places where you don't have access to a group like the Witch's Cottage here, and you don't have access to a High Priestess, all right, and you want the journey, take the knowledge, but do not misrepresent yourself. Mm-hmm. it is hard in parts of the world where you don't have access to real people, real experiences. What I can tell you is don't shut that door believing that you'll never have the opportunity. Life has a way of changing. What you're doing now may not be doing in 3 years or in 5 years. Mm-hmm. I never thought I'd be living in Southern California. Let me tell you where I live right now. All right? I lived in South Carolina down a dirt road. If you'd asked me about California, I'd be like, no, I'm never going to move there. All right? Let me tell you where the universe put me. So do your knowledge online. Yeah, do it. Great. But understand, within the community, we do not recognize correspondence certificate programs. We recognize actions and deeds. So if you want to be a high priestess, then you get your group and you start acting like a high priestess. All right? That was my rant for that one. I know I got totally off subject. We're back onto what do witches never ever do. They never ever misrepresent who or what they are. Okay? Don't be, I know you get nervous and you're like, oh, everybody's a witch. Do I need to tell them my grandma was a witch? My grandma wasn't a witch. My grandma was a good Southern Baptist prayer healing woman. She believed in the power of prayer to heal folks. She did a different type of magic than I do. All right? I still relate to the fact that we both do magic. All right? I am a witch. I don't need a grandma to make me one. Okay? And that's how you need to take it. Just be you. When you come to these new meetups and new groups, just, hey, my spirit's witchy. And everybody will be like, cool, keeping it real.
Yep.
Don't be telling me about your great-grandma who you think might have once done a spell. You don't know her spell. So why are you talking about it? Okay? All right, that's another rant. Right now it's time for Taren to rant, I see. Is Mercury in retrograde?
I don't know. I'm a bad star witch. Let's just take a moment to say bless all the good star witches because for us terrible star witches, we never know what phase of the moon it is, what stars are in what retrogrades happening, and so bless your star witches. Keep them happy fed and.
Yes, you don't have to be every type of a witch. We have so much knowledge. A lot of it's like we pick lanes. We have, ditch witches, green witch. What I'm giving absolute respect to these witchy folk who can jump into a ditch and come out with a dinner. They can tell you every plant that's in that ditch. All right. Like we said, star witches. Witches that are really into astrology. Mm-hmm. All right. And if that's your lane, great. We're smart enough to come over and sit beside you and ask you questions because it's not our lanes.
Yeah.
And you don't have to put a label on yourself as to what type of a witch you are. Okay. And whatever type it can change. Just celebrate being a witch.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do.
Yeah.
All right. That's fun enough.
Exactly.
And what's the next?
I guess we can roll into it with witches should also, celebrate yourself and your witchery and things like that. Witches should also never tell another witch that her magic isn't right. His or her. Their magic isn't right.
Shout out to that. Gatekeepers is what the ones in which are like, oh no, these are the gates that you must walk through and you must be just like us. Yes. No.
You can acknowledge that something isn't your path, but it's not really our place to ever tell somebody that their magic isn't right, that what they're doing isn't right. If a wand that you bought from Harry Potter World, it works just as well as a wand made from the first tree you ever stood under doing ritual carved with the stones of your birth and the stars of the whatever. If those both wands work the same, that's fine. You can't sit there and say, well, your wand's from Harry Potter World, it doesn't work. And then you can say, well, I don't want to play with you anymore. And you walk out. And
in today's world, we're getting real decisive and wanting to, we're becoming like sub-tribal, where our tribes are becoming even tribal. We have to be just like each other. Witchcraft is, we celebrate the fact that we all do magic together, but we come together, we're individuals first.
Mm-hmm.
Our magic is our own unique recipes. Celebrate
Grandma's biscuit recipes.
Grandma's
Yeah.
biscuit.
Everyone has their own.
Everybody has their own biscuit recipe, okay? We all acknowledge the fact that we're all doing the same thing, but we're all doing it in our own way. And so definitely do you boo is the best way I could say that. And what else should witches never ever do? I know, and I'm sitting here dressed in black, and in a lot of my videos you see me in black because this is a personal color choice. Black represents opening yourself up to all of the energies of the universe, and I like that feeling. But all witches do not wear black. You should not feel like, I'm a witch, I need to dress in all black all the time.
Sometimes we wear gray.
Actually, some witches are really, really colorful, and you'll see an affinity towards bright colors, toward tie-dye, toward just different things. Whatever your affinity is, your natural affinity, close your eye, and whatever color you envision yourself in is probably what you need to be putting on.
Yeah.
You know, and I've got a couple of witchy friends in which are all into the nature colors, so they're in a lot of browns and greens
Earth
and
tones.
golds and gold tones. And then you know, your fire witches may be all up in reds and yellows, all right? And there are other times that I do have moments where I will go in all white, all right, where I'm going for a spiritual experience where I'm wanting to come outside of myself, and I will use that. But don't think you have to wear, just because you're a witch, you have to wear black.
Yeah, we just like doing it, but you don't have to.
Some of us like doing it.
Yeah, some of us.
Some of us, and that's another thing is that, like I said, I know I wear black a lot. I'll make a point in the next couple of videos to see if I can't be a little colorful for y'all folks. But I like it. It's always been just what I've done naturally for years and years, so hadn't really thought about it. But I don't want any of you new folks out there thinking, oh my God, I have to dress up in black and I've got to do all my hair and makeup. Honey, show up in your garden in clogs. If you're a nature tree-loving witch, you're probably going to show up with a basket of flowers and your gardening clogs. And that is your witchy wear, okay? So you do you. Mm-hmm. And, all right, what was the next? I don't remember. Okay, let me put my glasses on.
Let's see. Let's check the list.
I have to check, and I want to make sure that I get my whole list to you guys. So
She's thought real hard about this.
Okay, we went through yes, and the one way, right way, only way. And actually, we went through the whole list except this one, which was
impressive.
There is no one way, only way, right way. None of that.
No, there's your way.
Yes, there's you. Use your primal brain. You know, we got a second brain, the pineal thing right here. You can go find out more scientific if you want more.
Google pineal thing.
The little pineal, but we actually have a second brain in our gut. And this is science. And it's our emotional brain. When we talk about we feel things, I feel it in my gut. Mm-hmm. That's our actual brain feeling it. Okay, this is our emotional, this is our magical, this is our intuitive brain. Up here is where the logic and all that, you start thinking and then it goes downhill. Once we start thinking, the story always starts out, I just started thinking too hard. Yep, you know what I'm saying. So, when you feel it here, you're in circle. If you feel it, you're doing it right. You don't need a book, you don't need nobody to tell you nothing. All right? That is your intuitive, your magical, your higher realm connection. Mm-hmm. It's the little plug-in inside of you to the entire universe. And when you plug in right, you feel it. You feel good. I know when I come out of circle, if it's a really good circle, I feel charged. I'm happy, I feel good, I have a sense of peace because just all that energy came in and I can feel it right here, and it's that same place when you tell a lie and you're not, and you're just trying to justify, and you got that little, we say, I got a pit in my stomach. That's the brain telling you that you know what you're doing's wrong and you're still going to do it. I know because I do too. I still do it too. Even when my brain be like, I'm Taren. And I'm like, nah, it's okay, I can do it. No, I don't. It never works out. So listen to your magical, higher, intuitive, emotional brain. When we talk about feeling it in the gut, that is your magical self telling you the good and the bad of it. All right? So with that said, I think we finished up. Thank you all for joining us here at House of Witchcraft. We have lots of other great videos on all sorts of good topics. Please check them out and definitely share the videos. Thanks so much for coming. And as always, amen, blessed be, ashe, and a bobo.